Hey everyone, it's the Cinema Dude, and I'm back in my movie room with another video. This video is going to be a haul that I got from a local record store right here in town. So let's check it out. So 2 weeks ago, businesses started opening back up, and a local record store called the Record Archive here in Rochester. They've been around for 40 years. They reopened. And you were able to go in and stuff, so I was able to browse and check out a few awesome titles I got. A lot of boutique labels, so I'm going to be able to fill this shelf more, and some classics of cinema, and so really looking forward to checking all these out. A lot of these are blind buys. There's only a few in here that I've seen before, so let's see what I got. So the first one I got was Double Indemnity. This one is a classic of the film noir genre. This one is from 1944 and stars Fred MacMurray, who was a dad in a whole bunch of Walt Disney films. Barbara Stanwyck, a classic of the film noir genre, and Edward G. Robinson, again another star of the film noir genre. So classic one. If you haven't checked this out, definitely check this out. This one is the 2-disc edition. So it has it, and it's like a pre-story book. They did this Universal Legacy series. They also did these ones for the Universal Monsters too. It was kind of in like these kind of nice books and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the Legacy series. I don't know what other ones were in this one, but I'm excited that I added this to my collection now. So the next one is a Columbia release, and I have a few of these. I know I have an Icons of Suspense, and I believe I have another Icons of Horror one. I know they have like a Sam Katzman one. I believe I have a Bela Lugosi one. It might be a different one though, but this is the Icons of Horror Boris Karloff collection, and this gives 4 movies, and that is the back. I can show you guys. And this goes from 35 to 42, and it includes The Black Room, The Man They Could Not Hang, Before I Hang, and The Boogeyman Will Get You. The Man They Could Not Hang I've heard of before. Cinemassacre has a review on that one. Before I Hang is kind of similar. It presents both those present his classic Mad Doctor persona. The Boogeyman Will Get You is like a spoof that has Peter Lorre in it, and in The Black Room he plays twin brothers, one good and one evil. So exciting to check out these chillers from him from the mid-30s all the way to the early 40s. So that is the Icons of Horror, Boris Karloff. So now we'll go into my the boutique labels. I got some stuff from Warner Archive, from Kino, Blue Underground, and some Shout Factory stuff, and Oscilloscope. So let's check it out. The first one is a blind buy for me, and that is The Last of Sheila. This one is a Warner Archive release, and this one is from 1973. And this one is about a movie kingpin, played by James Coburn, whose wife Sheila was killed by a hit-and-run driver a year before. And this was also written by Anthony Perkins, the actor. So anyway, so Sheila was killed in a hit-and-run accident. And he hosts a cruise and brings, there's all friends, some lovers who may know more about Sheila's death than they're letting on. And that includes Ian McShane, Raquel Welch, Richard Benjamin, and a host of others. And so, you know, a murder mystery type movie. So it sounded very interesting. It adds to my Warner Archive collection right here. So excited to check this one out. So that's The Last of Sheila. The next three are Kino releases. One is a Kino Studio Classic, one is a Kino International, and one is a regular Kino. So we'll go with the Kino Studio Classics, and that is 1976's Gator, starring Burt Reynolds. This is the sequel to White Lightning, so it's him returning as Gator McCluskey, the moonshining king of the bayou. And so this is the sequel where he, this one the feds want Gator not for moonshining but to go undercover. So this time he's kind of working with the feds. And it's because a pal of his is now a local crime boss, and when he finds out that he's involved in some pretty shady things, he kind of decides to help the feds. So the special features on this one are a Back to the Bayou Burt Reynolds featurette. It's a part 2, so I'm guessing part 1 is on the White Lightning release, and then a original trailer. So again, that is Gator. So some 70s Burt Reynolds action that'll be exciting to check out on that one. The next one is for like Yakuza / Japanese crime films, and that is Asian Action Extreme. This includes The Hitman Files, which is from 2005 from Thailand, Yakuza Graveyard, which is from 1976 from Japan, 3 Seconds Before Explosion, 1967 from Japan, and Cops vs. Thugs from 1975 from Japan. I don't know if they have any extra features, but they each individually come in a, sorry for the glare there, in their own disc, which is nice. So I know on here it says they're in letterbox format, but doesn't go any more into any such features. But again, I'm excited to check this out. Do like some kind of those 70s crime films, especially from Japan, how they were really pushing the envelope, and then how kind of those films influence later kind of action films, and then those films influence new Asian kind of action films. So it's not kind of a cycle on things. So excited to check this release out. And a lot of these, except the Boris Karloff and the Asian Action Extreme Collection, were $5. Everything else, those two were a little more expensive. And the last Kino is a silent film. Well, sort of silent film. It is a mix of a silent film, was original release, with a sounds and dialect from a later release, and that is Moana with a sound. This is a, I would say, not quasi-sequel, because it's just the next film after Nanook of the North that director Robert J. Flaherty did. So he went and decided to go to the South Seas, and decided to make a film on the exotic lifestyles of the Samoan people. So this one is from 1926. In the 1926 review of the film, the word documentary was first used in a cinematic context. While Moana may not have been a documentary in the purest sense of the word, what the filmmakers achieved was even greater. The Flahertys resurrected and dramatized the recently vanished customs and struggles of the Samoan people, just before modernization permanently altered the cultural landscape of the island. In 1975, the Flaherty's daughter Monica ventured back to Zavai with documentary Richard Leacock to record a new audio track of authentic sounds and voices in the regional dialect, released in 1980 as Moana with Sound. This 2015 edition marks the first time Moana's soundtrack has been marred to a pristine 35mm elements and allows the landmark motion picture to be seen and heard in its full glory. So they're mixing the original one and with that. So this actually has some pretty decent special features on here. Moana with Sound, A Short History, a 35-minute documentary. About the Restoration, a 12-minute documentary. Flaherty in Film, Moana from 1960, a 17-minute interview with Francis Flaherty. Flaherty Home Movies, 5 minutes. $24 Island, a 1925 10-minute experimental city symphony by Robert Flaherty, and then film commentaries, and then a promo trailer. So I look forward to checking this out. I like adding more silent films to my collection, but on top of that too, adding, seeing where documentaries have first came from, pretty much, and then how they've shaped how documentaries are presented today. So really excited that I added this to my collection. So that's Moana with sound. The next two are Blue Underground releases. The first is a William Lustig film, and that is 1983's Vigilante. And this one stars Robert Forster and Fred Williamson. And this one comes with a slipcover on here. And this one is Eddie Marino is a solid citizen and regular guy until the day a sadistic street gang brutally assaults his wife and murders his child. When a corrupt judge sets the thugs free, Eddie goes berserk and vows vengeance. Now there's a new breed of marauder loose in the city, enforcing his own kind of law. His justice is swift, his methods are violent. He is the vigilante. This one also has Joe Spinell in it as well. So this one is an action thriller, and William Lustig, he did Maniac, he did Maniac Cop. So this is kind of a gritty kind of revenge film, kind of that what do you kind of call those? Like a in the main sense, it is a vigilante film. So on here it has audio commentary with William Lustig, Robert Forster, Fred Williamson, theatrical trailers, TV spots, radio spots, promotional reel, still gallery, optional languages, and those kind of things as well. So looking forward to checking this one out. Always excited to add some more Blue Underground to my collection, and especially Blue Underground action. I have a lot of Blue Underground horror, so to add kind of something that's a little outside of that genre, it's cool to have. Especially another film by William Lustig too. He's an awesome director, and without him you don't get any of those kind of classic kind of what you think of like rough New York kind of movies like that, like Maniac, or even Maniac Cop, and now Vigilante. So the next one is a film by Bob Clark, the director of Black Christmas, A Christmas Story, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and that is another foray into the horror genre for him, and that is Death Dream, aka Dead of Night. This is from 1974, and this is the film where it's kind of a version of The Monkey's Paw, where parents refuse to accept that their son died in Vietnam, and then he returns, but he's not all there and not all right. So, is he just a little and it was misinterpreted, or is he something worse? So this one, it was one of the first films to confront the domestic ravages of the Vietnam War, and it was released under several different titles, including Dead of Night, Night Walk, and The Night Andy Came Home, and marked the grisly debut of horror effects legend Tom Savini. So this one has a commentary by Bob Clark, another audio commentary by screenwriter and makeup artist Alan Ormsby, Tom Savini, The Early Years featurette, Death Dreaming interview with star Richard Backus, alternative opening titles, extended ending scene, and theatrical trailer and poster and still galleries, excuse me. So, yeah, excited to check this one out. Always excited to add more Bob Clark into my collection. Just how he was able to go from something like this, or, you know, Black Christmas, to, oh, he's the guy that did A Christmas Story and Porky's. Yeah, he did Porky's. So just to have that wide range of, from, you know, sex comedies all the way to horror to a family holiday, you know, a classic family holiday movie. So just that gamut, it's very interesting. You know, he's a very interesting director. Unfortunately, you know, he did pass away a few years ago, but this is definitely one that I'm glad to have in my collection. So that is Death a Dream. So the last two, one is from Shout Factory and one is from Oscilloscope. So I definitely hit the jackpot in regards to boutique things. And so the one from Shout Factory is 2017, but I believe it came out in 16 in Russia, but that is Guardians. And so this one is, during the Cold War, a secret organization, Patriot, created an elite squad of superheroes to defend the Soviet Union from threats far beyond the capacities of mortal men. For years, these heroes hid in the shadows, but now four must emerge to defend their homeland from a menace unlike any other they faced before. So, pretty much Russia's answer to the kind of the Avengers craze and stuff like that. So, this one only has new interviews with cast and crew, character profiles, and trailers. So this one I've heard very mixed reviews on. I've heard either it's, you know, a decent flick you could throw on and, you know, get lost to it, or it's not that good and the CGI is really bad and stuff. So looking forward to just checking this out, giving my own opinion on it. Yeah, when I first heard of it, I was like, oh, okay, a Russian superhero film, you know. You don't kind of see those, you know, you see the big blockbusters and things like that, but when you really start looking into different countries and what they're outputting, sometimes that's where you find the best stuff. You know, recently, especially in, you're getting stuff like One Cut of the Dead and Tigers Are Not Afraid, and, you know, a lot of horror movies that are coming from other places besides the U.S. So it's always, you know, interesting and really cool to check out those things. So, but yeah, this is Guardians. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And lastly is the Oscilloscope release of Exit Through the Gift Shop. This is a Blansky film, and this is kind of what happens is it follows an eccentric shopkeeper turned amateur filmmaker as he attempts to capture many of the world's most infamous vandals on camera, only to have a British stencil artist named Blansky turn the camcorder back on his owner, and with wildly unexpected results. So this is the most provocative films of art ever made. Exit Through the Gift Shop is a chaotic study of low-level criminality, camaraderie, and incompetence. And then this has the B-movie and exclusive film about the art of Banksy, deleted scenes, and life remote control lawyer's edit. So I don't really have a lot of Oscilloscope, but it was kind of the complete package, and I was like, oh, it's something I don't have. And this comes with a whole bunch of stuff in there, some glasses and everything like that. So one disc. But again, like I said, I want to keep adding some more Oscilloscope to my collection. So that, again, that is Exit Through the Gift Shop. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video today. Again, that's my collection that I got from the Record Archive. Comment below if you liked anything you saw, or if you have any of those in your collection, what you thought of them, what label, like boutique labels, do you collect the most of, and I will see you guys soon. So I hope everybody's being safe, staying healthy, and remember, be kind and rewind.